Hi everyone, and welcome to a different room. It's very humid today. I've got quite used to it, and so I thought it'd be a good day to do a video since I'm kind of taking it easy today and not doing a lot and giving my body a chance to adjust to some humidity. So today we are at the Hermit, card number 9. And the herb of today is Uncia, or Uncia species, although I don't think, well, we'll consult the book. I don't think there's technically a Uncia species. It would be it's part of another species, that I believe. But we'll look into that. So, what does the trusty book from the Herb Crafter's Tarot have to say? Withdraw into sacred solitude, gathers treasures from the darkness, emerge with the light. A wreath of Uncia lies on a bed of fresh snow. Rose hips, cottonwood twigs, dandelion roots, pine cones, and crow and gull feathers are tucked inside the nest for safekeeping. 3 quartz crystals lie above the nest, pointing north, while a single owl feather lies beneath. A candle is lit in the center of the offering. Rest and stillness, a good medicine. Go within and listen for your own voice. Clarity is found in places empty of other thoughts. An idea. Uncia, also called Old Man's Beard, grows long and healthy on trees where the air is clean. Find your mountain. Ask for guidance from nature. There are many gifts to be gathered in the dark times. Rose hips, cottonwood, and pine cones are among them. Seek understanding from the allies you encounter during your time alone. A reliable fire starter. Uncia may save a life on a cold night. Just as a perfect insight can warm a dying soul. When you are ready, let wisdom glow. Crafting with the Hermit. Keep Uncia on your dashboard to remind you to slow down. Create a wisdom nest. Add allies and symbols that guide your quest for understanding. Craft Uncia fire starters and light them before beginning council with the sacred circle. Isn't it interesting? I'm taking the time today to rest and just go, and that's what you can do to find the wisdom within. That's amazing. So, the book for today is Botany in a Day. So, today we're going to consult the book on Uncia. And let me find my place. It's not hard because it's right in the beginning. Here we are. Yes, the species it's a Parmelides order, or Parmelides. It's spelled P-A-R-M-E-L-I-A-L-E-S, order. Okay, so it's an order. Okay, so let's get, Uncia is part of the lichens. So if you wanted to call it a species, it's a lichen species, would be more correct. Lichens are symbolic association between algae and fungus. The algae is a layer of usually single-celled plants near the surface, just below a gelatinized layer of fungi. They are otherwise independent organisms capable of surviving without each other. About 30 genera of algae have been found in lichens. The most common algae partners are single-celled plants from the genus Treboxia. Blue-green algae from the genera Nostoc and Stig Alnema are common in lichens. So lichens can insert threads a ½ inch into solid rock. These are not true roots, but anchors. The fungus produces a potentic acid, which is combined with alcohol from the algae to form acid crystals. The variety and often bright colors of lichens come from these acid crystals. The acid is used to etch holes in rocks, and threads are inserted for anchors. Most of the so-called mosses, especially those found in trees, are actually lichens. The true mosses is distinctively green, like other plants. Lichens gather nutrients through the surfaces directly from air and rain. This habit gives the lichens an adaptability to live almost anywhere, even on rocks, trees, or buildings, and I can attest to them on buildings, growing on metal roofs. I might take a picture of that and share that with you sometime. It is challenging to identify the many lichens, families, and genera. Most of the identification is done using high-powered motors. Okay, I'm back. I got interrupted by a phone call. So, what my last sentence was about identifying the best way to identify the lichen is through a microscope, because so many of them look similar. I gotta go back and find my page now. But the phone call was good news. Good news, I think. I hope. I know it is. I trust my higher power. So, we were talking about, oh, I'm not on the right page. It does pay to be on the right page. So, we were talking about lichen, and I don't want to pause this. Let me just, give me a moment, my friends. There we are. See, all I needed was a moment. Okay. So, I'm sorry I just kicked the stand. So, we talked about, and so the lichen division, they call it the division, so it provides of at least 8 orders, 45 families, and 15,000 to 20,000 species. Information on edible and medical uses of lichens is scattered, so it's hard to find information. Many lichens are known to have, but I bet since this edition has been published, I'm sure there's a lot more information, because this is like a 20-year-old edition. Okay, here we go. This is what we want to know for medical purposes, right? Many lichens are known to have potent antibiotic properties, and many are edible. In fact, all lichens found in the Arctic are reportedly edible. However, some lichens do contain toxic substances, so you should not randomly graze on lichens. Some lichens can be used to produce brilliant dyes. Hence, the key here is the acid. Acid in plants is a good indicator that will make a good dye plant. And sometime along, we'll have to go into the 5 tastes and things like that in more depth. Litmus, now have you ever heard of the litmus test, was originally derived from several species of Rosella found in Africa. Litmus is a purple substance that turns red in acid and blue in alkali. Many lichens were fermented in ammonia from urine to obtain dyes. In most cases, the dyes would set without the need for a mordant. Being the dyer, or at least that's going to be in my history. So let's go in, and there are different, like I said in the beginning, family orders. There are the Bryophosaceae, Lichens, Palmeriaceae, and the Eucea. And there are more than the under the Eucea. ACA, when a word ends with ACA, that has an important part to play in the family of plants. And that's something that botany in the day can teach you. And if you really, really, truly want to be an herbalist, you need to know about, it's really good. You can be an herbalist without knowing botany, but it just takes it up a notch. It just makes more of a connection to the plant kingdom. I mean, the science of it is just as fascinating as what your herbal property or the uses are. I mean, and it really makes it easier to identify plants, and thus to identify the uses when you know when you can identify plants. So there's several, and like I said, there's thousands, but under the old man's beard, there is Electoria, which is black tree lichen, Bioria from British Columbia. There is Evernia, the plant is edible. There is Vitharia, which is wolf lichen, and then Uncea, old man's beard. Uncea can be boiled for use as dye. The lichen contains antibiotic substances. Studies indicate that Uncea may be more effective than penicillin in inhibiting the growth of Streptococcus, Pneumococcus, and various strains of tuberculosis. Wow. The lichen can be used straight off the tree as an antimicrobial compress, dressings for open wounds. Laboratory studies with mice show that the lichen have potent anti-tumor potential. So as you can see, the lichens are really quite an interesting plant. And there's one thing that I do know that I can think of off the top of my head. There are like, in the plant family, there are like base plants, or base, like algae and the lichens and the mosses are like the founding layer, so to speak, of all plant species. There's a belief that this is where all plant life originated from. And I believe, and I may be wrong, but this is off the top of my head, so don't quote me on this, but I believe one of the oldest species, or the oldest plant known, is a lichen or something like that, or a close relative, I'm not sure, but a close relative. So they really are the foundation of all plant species. I feel that intuitively. Like I said, they can grow anywhere, so that they actually, because they grow everywhere, they actually build soil so that other plant species can take hold in really harsh conditions. You can see that when you find other plants growing on a rock, the lichens have formed a layer so that they can then take hold and then grow. So they're really amazing and fascinating plants to look into. I'm going to sign off for now because I got to bridge these together, and I'm only allowed 15 minutes when I bridge, and I think that's long enough anyway. Remember, thumbs up, many blessings.